Well, as flood cleanup continues, many are now looking to the future and preparations should high water surface again. Navigating that process can be a challenge, though, especially when it comes to flood insurance. A closer look in our top story today at 5 o'clock. While folks can apply to private insurance companies, another option for residents is the National Flood Insurance Program. Now, to qualify, folks are required to be part of a community that enforces a flood plan management ordinance meant to reduce damage from future flood events. Sioux City is one of many Siouxland communities that implements this requirement. Experts say that it's a smart choice to apply for these options for present and future flooding situations.
Flood insurance coverage is always recommended, particularly if you live within the special flood hazard area or within the 0.2% annual chance floodplain, which is considered the 500-year floodplain. Again, because a homeowner policy doesn't cover any flood damages. Only flood insurance policies cover flood damages.
According to FEMA, a person can apply to the NFIP for some private insurance companies even after a home has been damaged, with roughly a 30-day waiting period. Coming up today at 10 o'clock, KCAU-9 reporter Tyler Euchner takes a closer look at factors that can determine if flood insurance is a good fit for a homeowner. Meanwhile, Iowa Governor Kim Reynolds and the state's congressional delegation now urging the U.S. Department of Agriculture to adjust disaster programs and provide more help to farmers after 2 tornado events as well as flooding so far this year. That Iowa delegation sending a letter to the USDA that urges the department to, quote, utilize their existing statutory authorities to adjust disaster programs to provide farmers, ranchers, and producers the flexibility they need after a natural disaster to recover and rebuild. That letter shows differences in flexibility between the USDA programs and the Federal Small Business Administration programs. It also calls on the USDA, the provider, to provide similar access to support for farmers. The U.S. Army Corps of Engineers now asking for some public opinion, looking for folks to weigh in on whether or not a railroad bridge here in Sioux City should be removed. According to the Corps, Burlington Northern Santa Fe has submitted a project proposal that would remove the rail bridge above the Big Sioux River between Sioux City and North Sioux City. Now, that rail bridge was damaged during severe flooding recently and settled into the middle of that channel. The Army Corps of Engineers will consider how the project would impact the public as well as the environment before making a decision. If you'd like to make comment online or by mailing letter, we have those details on how you can do just that on our website. You'll find all the information you need at SiouxlandProud.com. Chief Meteorologist Victor Perez with me once again, and things are indeed heating up, my friend.
Yeah, they felt a little bit warmer here at the station, the observation station, reporting that we got up to 89 degrees, though. Looking like Gateway Airport stayed just a little bit cooler with the southern breezes off the river, as their high was recorded at 84 degrees, which is just below what is our typical high for this time of the year. As we'll be seeing that conditions show that we are favoring above average temperatures, as we'll see that the calendar so far has kept temperatures really around average or below it for the month of July, but we'll be seeing that conditions are expected to be warm really through the end of this week and the start of next week, so it could be ending above average once all is said and told. Tim?
All right, Victor, thanks. Well, the Woodbury County Democratic Party today standing behind President Joe Biden's decision to drop out of the presidential campaign and focus on the remainder of his term in Washington. With the recent announcement that President Biden has decided to it would be best, in the best interest, to drop out of that race and endorse Vice President Kamala Harris for the upcoming election. The Woodbury County Democratic Party now pleased that Biden gave a moment to listen to his supporters on what they would like to see as a future candidate.
Biden was a great president, could easily be a great president in the future. But alas, what he did was a selfless act, and he allowed the American people to let him know that they like to see a fresh candidate. And that's what he's allowing to have happen.
Woodbury County Democrats say they're pleased to support Vice President Kamala Harris as a future nominee and will help steer the party in the right direction. Meanwhile, President Biden was able to return to the nation's capital today after recovering from COVID-19. He's set to address the nation tomorrow night about his decision to drop out of the presidential race. It will be his first address since he decided to drop out on Sunday, when he said that he wouldn't accept the party's nomination for president and then endorse Kamala Harris. Vice President Harris has already secured the support of enough delegates that she is expected to win the Democratic nomination. Elsewhere today, traffic in another Sioux City neighborhood will be disrupted here in a couple of weeks. The City of Sioux City's Engineering Division announcing that 11th Street between Floyd Boulevard and Steuben Street set to close down on Monday, August 5th. A closure will allow room for construction work on nearby buildings. A detour using Floyd Boulevard, 4th Street, Hooven Drive, 9th Street, and Steuben Street will be marked for drivers' use. The city telling us that it is hoped that that project would be complete by August 29th. Sioux City also announcing that Jackson Street between 8th and 9th downtown will be closed starting tomorrow. This will allow city crews there to make utility repairs. They say that local access will be maintained, but access to some driveways might be restricted. There's also set to be a northbound detour using 8th, Nebraska, and 9th Streets, as well as a southbound detour that would use 9th and 8th along with Jones Street. Work is set to be done on that project by next Friday. Well, as flood cleanup continues, so too does the stream of aid being provided to those hardest hit by this month's record flooding. That includes Sioux City's Riverside neighborhood, where the Food Bank of Siouxland made a stop today. A pop-up food bank available there at Goldie Park for those impacted by high water. Workers say that they hope to supply food items to around 100 people during that distribution that ended at 3 o'clock this afternoon. Everything from roaster chicken to dairy products to snacks and other items being offered to folks there in the neighborhood. Food bank staffers tell us that that event offers another reminder that Siouxland nonprofit agencies are ready to help when called upon.
We're just here to help. We want the community to know that when they're struggling or find themselves dealing with hardship, that they can lean on the food bank, and we're always here to take at least something off their plate, something off their shoulder. We just want to make sure that the community has their basic needs met, especially in a time like this.
People were able to drive through the distribution area and then continue on with their day without having to make an extra stop shopping for daily needs. The food bank will be in Correctionville coming up on Saturday with a third distribution in the near future in Sioux Center.